against one person called William Ruto. That's all. It's completely, and if you look at it, in fact, you know, have you asked yourself why you are not seeing opinion polls these days? Have you asked yourself? It is simple. This administration is enjoying the lowest opinion rating since independence. I think they are ranging between 16 and 18%. Hao ndio watashinda kweli? So we want to make it very clear. From now, let us actually have vigilantes and our young people. I've myself announced June 25th should be marked the date of the new Kenya. When young Kenyans breached parliament, they did an incredible thing. They stood for their future. And it's not that they could not get rice where they are coming from. Waheshimiwa mulikimbia mkawachia bunge, wakajienjoy kidogo. If it was not for the tunnel, they would have, and these young men are so decent, they would not have messed you up. But instead, we visited with Eugene and other colleagues. Tukaona vile wamepigwa risasi, sniper from on top of the bunge itself, opened the skull of young Kenyans, and you want us to forget, and you want us to tell you the bread-based government is not blood-based? You surely don't believe it is still blood-based? Therefore, the 25th of June will go down in the history of this country as a truly revolution day. And I think we have to accept it, give it to the young people, that they could not have died in vain. That unakumbuka 25th, the other day, they could not even be allowed to hold vigil. We stand with them, not because of anything, but because it is the right thing to do. I want to conclude so that I can welcome our brother, Rigiji, kwa kusema kwamba we must do these things now differently, and we must be very strategic, at the risk of repeating myself. And there's no two-way traffic about this matter. From today, the vigilante teams, any careless utterance by Kenya Kwanza administration, kama hii governor, of all the people, I could not believe Otuoma could say that. Let Otuoma know I'm coming to Busia. I'm coming to Busia. Oh yes, I will come to Busia. And nothing will happen to me, because he dare not cause violence. If he thinks he is helping William Ruto, that is the day the whole international community will close ranks. I will say, Kenya, you're on your own. Remember, we keep on saying we are against the Haiti mission. Kama kuna kitu moja inatatiza even election ya Raila for AU, it is this thing about Haiti. Anauliza na African heads, how can an African country go and kill blacks in a faraway country? Because you see, Tinga is a candidate of the Kenyan government. It's a Kenyan, and that's why we agree with Salasia. We will help him, we pray for him to get this thing. But so that I can quickly conclude, we document every careless statement. And Kenyans are wonderful. Forward every careless statement to the ICC. That is the only language William Ruto understands. So if you want to isolate the mountain will report you and all of us for crimes against humanity. We will cite you and you follow these things to their logical conclusions. Haya ndio matamshi yangu, as I congratulate once again DAP Kenya. Huyo wakati umefika, if there is no alcohol, mimi itafanya demonstration pale outside because watu wamechoka. And once again, our brother Mheshimiwa Gachagua, stay firm. It is your democratic right to be heard. There are those who have already assumed that is out of any situation because of impeachment. And as a senior counsel, I can tell you what happened on the floor of the Senate on that impeachment. Any magistrate, any judge properly directing his mind will know that was an improper impeachment. And that's why we stood with you. Karibu sana ndugu. Karibu. Thank you.
Please be seated. Your Excellency, former Vice President, the Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Kiongozi wa Dapk Kenya, the Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, Honorable members, senators, MCAs, and all leaders present. God is good, and all the time. Nisalimieni kwa Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Asanteni sana. Party leader Eugene Wamalwa, let me also offer my congratulations to you, your NEC, and the party of Dapk for the unveiling of your offices here today, and I'm honored to have been invited because it's a great milestone in our democratic process, and as we embark on a journey to liberate this country from bad governance, corruption, and dictatorship. And I am very elated to join this team of distinguished leaders in this country who have played a significant role in our democratic process. I have come with many senators and members of parliament who we work with as a way of showing our solidarity with this team. I want to give my commitment and that of my team and our supporters, and there are many, they are in millions, that we are part of this team and we'll walk this journey together to liberate this country. And we shall make whatever sacrifices necessary to make sure that William Ruto is a one-term president. People have short memories. President William Ruto has a very short memory. This team here, we sat with him in my house and we assured him that he'll be president and we'll do whatever it takes to make sure he is president. And we worked very hard. And we took him to State House. And when he reached there, he put aside everything we had agreed on how we need Kenya to be. We had 47 economic charters with each and every county agreeing on the economic interventions that will be required for each county. He put them aside. We had agreed on the payment of pending bills for our business community to bring money into circulation. He put that one aside. We had agreed on the bottom-up economic model of putting money into people's pocket. The minute he reached State House, he changed course. He got a small team of economic advisors and came up with a very brutal program of removing whatever little money was in people's pocket from their pockets. Along the way, I could not agree with him. I couldn't agree with him because I'm a very principled person. And I told him, boss, we have lost focus. This is what we told the people of Kenya. We had assured the people of Kenya that we will never carry out evictions and demolitions that are inhuman. And when he made a decision to evict people from Nairobi River along the line, and the Nairobi River Commission was in my office and he asked me to lead that program, I told him I can't do it because it's against my principle. And he said, you must do it. When we had the Finance Bill 2024, I was a lone voice in cabinet telling him, listening to the people of Kenya, they will not accept this finance bill. And it will leave us with an egg on our face. He became intolerant. He became dictatorial. And the government that he leads is a one-man show. I can tell you today. All those ministers you see there, they are flower girls. I was the only man in that cabinet who could stand up and tell him, hey boss, no, this can't work. And that's why he needed me out, so that he can put a protege and other fellows just to say, yes sir, yes sir. It's a praise and worship choir for the president. And I couldn't fit in that choir. I couldn't fit in that choir. You know, and he is very bitter, extremely angry, very irritable, that for a whole 6 days he's just abusing me in Western Kenya. Rigathi Gachagua is not a road in Webwe. He is not a hospital in Vihiga. He is not a water pan in Kakamega. He is not a slaughterhouse in Bungoma. President of the Republic of Kenya has gone to Western for 6 days, just talking about Rigathi Gachagua, occasionally Kalonzo Musyoka, because he's bitter that his voting bloc, the one that made him president, the Mount Kenya bloc, is gone and gone and gone forever. And I told him, it is his own undoing. I told him, don't see the Bible. Many times. You read the Exodus. But because he has some young MPs, he moves around. Many times. But because he has some young MPs, he moves around. They don't know the community. Boys who are born in so they tell him, no, it's okay, no problem. They don't know the community. So they tell him, no, it's okay, no problem. These fellows on the mountain, they hate betrayal. And they hate deception. These fellows on the mountain, they hate because of what Mzungu did to them. They hate because of what Mzungu did to them. And you yourself, President William Ruto, you are beneficiary. And you yourself, President William Ruto, you are beneficiary. When they decided that Uhuru Kenyatta has betrayed you, when they decided that Uhuru Kenyatta has betrayed you, for betraying you, they turned against Uhuru and voted for you. And you are not one of them. Their view, and they hated one of their own. And you are not one of them. Support you and you are not one of their own. They hated one of their own. If you betray one of their own, and you are not one of their own. If you betray one of their own, you. Today as we speak, you will tell me the story. His messages today as we speak are unwelcome. His messages of condolence. And you know that's the lowest it can go. Unwelcome. You know funerals are very solemn. And you know that's the lowest it can go. In my community, you know, funerals are very solemn. Even if it is suspected. In my community where I had a hand in the death. Even if it is suspected of the person being buried. You had a hand in the death. And even give of the person being buried. People still allow you to come. Say they cannot even give condolence. When people say, you know it's over, they cannot listen to your condolence. The other day we were in Embu, you know it's over. And they are trying to blame Justin Muturi Bidan because the people rejected. And they are trying to blame Justin Muturi Bidan. The president wrote him abusive messages the whole night, threatening to sack him. Wrote him abusive messages. But even if you sack Bidan Muturi, threatening to sack him will change in that area. But even if you sack Bidan Muturi, nothing will change in that area. And I told him, and he cannot say I did not tell him. Because me, I'm an honest man. And I told him, and he cannot say I did not tell him. Because me, I'm an honest man. I sat him down and I said, now, why he's annoyed? Is because 47%. Now, why he's annoyed? 4 million votes. Is because 47% of his support. Sasa anategemea ati Raila akienda AU, he can transfer. Sasa anategemea Raila akienda AU, zile za Raila zilikuwa za Wiper the zile zake. Zile za Raila zilikuwa ya Mlembe, it's not there. Hii ya Kisii is not there. Huyu jamaa amekuwa, it's not there. Hii ya Kisii is not there. Huyu jamaa amekuwa. And I can tell you because I know he is corner. And I can tell you because I know he is corner is to stay together. Kazi yetu rahisi and unite our people. Is to stay together. Mimi naomba jamii ya Mlembe. Mimi huko naomba jamii ya Mlembe. Ati ndio mimi nikuja huko naita mimi Mkabila. Siku nilimsaidia ati ndio mimi nimsaidia nyinyi. Siku nilimsaidia. We voted for William Ruto. We knew he's not a Kikuyu. When we voted for William Ruto, we knew 87% of my people voted for him. We knew he's not a Kikuyu. 87% of my people voted for Raila Odinga. We knew he's not a Kikuyu. We had our own candidate voted for Raila Odinga. We knew he's not a Kikuyu. We had our own candidate called Wahiga Mwaura. Saa hii ameona tunashikana because we are not trying Wiper. Saa hii ameona tunashikana na Mlembe Nation. Na watu hapo Mlembe Nation ndio naona amekwambia. Ameona tunashikana na Mlembe Nation. I think Mlembe Nation ndio naona amekwambia hapo. Sasa I think anakuja huko kusema ati mimi ni mkabila. Sasa ndio msinikaribishe kusema ati mimi ni mkabila. Ati ndio msinikaribishe kusifanya pamoja. President William Ruto, hear it from here, Chui House. President William Ruto, simu mlima, hear it from here, wewe Chui House. It is possible tunaweza saidia watu wa Mlembe wewe. It is possible tunaweza saidia watu wa Mlembe. It is the same way tunaweza saidia huyu Kalonzo. It is the same way tunaweza saidia huyu Kalonzo. Then yetu na wewe tulimaliza, sisi hatuna contract na wewe. We had intended to pay you in 2 installments. We have intended to pay you in 2 installments. Ukaguza mlima, tukakupatia the first installment nini? Ukaguza mlima. We then nini? Kaisha. So anaenda pale Western. Anasema tumefukuza huyu Rigathi. Anaenda pale Western at his corrupt. Anasema tumefukuza huyu Rigathi Gachagua, my friend. At his corrupt. Do you have the moral authority, William Ruto, to talk about corruption? Do you have the moral authority? And we sympathize with you because juzi kumekuwa na opinion. We sympathize with you because on the most corrupt person in the world. Opinion poll. And we are unhappy on that you are corrupt person. Instead of giving you number 1, they give you number 2. And we are unhappy that you are rigged. Instead of giving you number 1, they give you number 2. President William Ruto could not agree me to stay in government because I could not agree me to stay in government because I could not agree of corruption. Is the real state house of Nairobi of corrupt activity. Is the real center of corrupt. Watu wawili moja anaitwa Adil na mwingine anaitwa Jayesh. And there are two watu wawili moja anaitwa Adil na mwingine anaitwa Jayesh. Na ndio watu wenye corruption in this country. Ndio wale watu ya Adani and Shah. Ndio wale watu ya Adani. Watu wakija kuona rais hata ukiwa deputy president kama minister utamngoja hapo. Watu wakija kuona rais hata ukiwa deputy president kama hiyo utamngoja hapo saa 5. So Mr. President, be an honest man. Wakipanga hiyo mane? Look for a mirror before you talk about corruption and look at yourself. Look for a mirror before you talk about corruption and look at yourself. If you think the people of Kenya are very intelligent, if you think the people of Kenya are very intelligent, in this country, Rigathi Gachagua has not. So wewe unaenda pale unasema he's incompetent in this country. So wewe unaenda pale unasema he's incompetent. I tend to agree with you. It matters incompetence, Mr. President. I tend to agree with you to a certain extent. Serikali yako ni ya uongo. Kutenga, kudanganya watu. Serikali yako ni ya uongo. Uliandika mkataba na watu ya kudanganya watu. Uliandika mkataba na watu ya kujenga 1000 kilometers. Hujajenga. Umekuwa hapo juzi 1000 kilometers. Hujajenga. Umekuwa hapo juzi wewe transformer. Mimi nilitaka nikusaidie kudanganya wa Kenya. In matters kudanganya kusaidia kudanganya wa Kenya, I'm incompetent. In matters kudanganya absolutely, Mr. President, I'm incompetent. I accept absolutely. Because hiyo I accept. Nataka tuende ku launch barabara. Because hiyo na anajua kuna barabara nataka tuende ku launch barabara. Inafanya nini? Na anajua kuna budget kazi hizo anataka Matinga inafanya nini? Ndio anasema huyu aelewe program za serikali sasa. Kwenda kupeleka anasema huyu aelewe program za serikali sasa. Kwenda kupeleka Matinga ukijua kuna kazi inafanya hiyo story to go and defend Adani. Tulikuwa na he was telling me to go and defend Adani. Kwa mazishi Eugene Wamalwa huyu mheshimiwa, huyu Onyonga akaamuka kwa mazishi Kitale. Akalima serikali mambo ya huyu Onyonga akaamuka. Akalima serikali mambo ya nakaa tu pale. I don't want to know because I'm still in office. Na mimi nakaa tu pale. I don't want to know that Adani thing because I'm still in office. It's the worst form of corruption in this country. That Adani thing nilipoamuka is the worst form of corruption in this country. So one of the PAs ya mkubwa I never responded. Mtu yuko huko mtu ya 76. One of the PAs ya mkubwa akanipigia sana. Mtu yuko huko mtu ya 76. Wewe ni deputy president ya saa ngapi? Maana ya deputy president, wewe ni deputy president ya saa ngapi? Ndio maana ya deputy president iko baya serikali iko nini? Ndio kwa nini maneno yote alilima serikali kwa nini? And you are not defending. Kwa nini huyo Nyonga alilima serikali mambo ya ndani and you are not defending? Tell your boss to call me. Nikamwambia I cannot answer you. Tell your boss to call me. President amenipigia Niwaambia mimi siwezi. So President is here. I cannot hear me, Mr. President. I cannot. That is corruption. That is why he is saying I was not defending government programs. Sasa corruption is why he is saying I was not defending government programs. Sasa corruption is it a government program? So wanasema ati I'm incompetent. Hii mtu hakuna kitu anaelewa. Sasa kama serikali ati I'm incompetent. Hii mtu hakuna kitu anaelewa. Sasa kama serikali ni wizi tu. Walinipeleka Senate. Sasa wewe what is to defend na Nairobi River. Walinipeleka Senate ati nimekataa watu watolewe Nairobi River Eat Market. Walinishitaki nimekataa watu wafukuzwe Marigiti Market. Ukiangalia hii maneno ya affordable housing. Ukiangalia hii maneno ya affordable housing. Fraud against the people of Kenya. Worst. I was good today, I tell the country, the people of Kenya. And those are things he was telling me, I tell the country to defend. I told him I will not. And those are things he was telling me to defend. I told him I will not. That housing, initially we believed in the president. That housing, initially we believed in the president. We looked okay. Until it came to my attention, it has nothing to do with housing. Until it came to my attention, it has nothing to do with housing. Ya kwamba PS wa housing. Ukitaka kujenga PS wa housing, you must go. Ukitaka kujenga affordable housing, na kampuni ile tauza simiti na chuma na kampuni ile tauza na hiyo na kampuni na mabati. Watu wale wakubwa zaidi Kenya wako ndani ya wapi? Watu wale wakubwa zaidi Kenya wako ndani ya wapi? Inatolewa kwa watu ya Kenya. Housing to make sure these houses are going on. Tolewa hao wauze simiti is to make sure these houses are going on. Ndio hao wauze simiti, wauze chuma. The president is accusing me of not understanding. That is what the president is accusing me of not understanding. Sasa mimi nataka niseme, I want to assure the people of Kenya, this team I see here, and when I listen to the people of Kenya, this team I see here, and when I listen to the people of Kenya, the new government is sworn in, that housing levy will have to be new government is sworn in, so that housing levy will have to be abolished. We restore the dignity of the person. We restore the dignity of the person. Na nimeona mpaka yule mkubwa wa Kenya wamehangaika zaidi. Amekuwa ameingia. Na nimeona mpaka yule mkubwa watu nakazwa mambo ya NSSF, mambo ya haongei. Kazi yake ni prison, mambo ya NSSF, mambo ya haongei. Kazi yake ni prison ambaye tumeshindwa na worship. So finally things ambaye because I wanted to tell the president. So finally ndio nimalize because I wanted to tell the president. Useme ukweli, usidanganye wa Kenya. Because wewe ndio useme ukweli kukosalia corruption yako. Because wewe ndio unaeneza corruption na watu. It is impossible to make any progress in this country unless we sort out impossible to make any progress in this terms of leadership. Unless we sort out this country in terms of leadership. Finally niambie watu ya Western. Because mimi naona finally niambie watu ya Western. Because mimi naona nyinyi mko na bahati jamaa amekwama hapo. That we are here to advise you. Nyinyi mko na bahati. Alienda kwetu, he was there 6 days out of 7. Alienda every week. Kwetu he was there 6 days out of 7 every week. Hakuna barabara hajui kwa jina. Hakuna soko hajui kwa jina. Barabara hajui kwa jina. And you memorize, we are very impressed. Hakuna soko hajui kwa jina. Anataja barabara. And you memorize, we are very impressed. Anataja barabara. These men told a community. These men that told a community that's hard working, that has pride. What a community that's hard working, that is rich. Our bishops, our